In this video, I am going to cover the power of consistency, why consistency is better than motivation. Learn about the importance of consistency when it comes to achieving your goals, and why it's better than relying solely on motivation.
I recently discovered a chart. It showed the difference between relying on motivation and relying on consistency. The chart got me thinking about how important consistency is, not just in our work lives, but in our personal ones too. It hit home to me the importance of consistency in everyday life. After all, Rome was not built in a day, and it certainly wasn't built on motivation alone.
We all have those days when we don't feel like doing anything. Maybe we had a tough day at work, or we're just feeling lazy. Whatever the reason, it's so easy to let our motivation slip on these days. But if we're consistent, even on the days when we don't feel like it, we'll still get things done. And usually, once we've started, it's not as bad as we thought it would be. The chart displays how motivation can be a burst of energy that quickly dwindles, while consistency leads to long-term growth. It's not hard to see how this applies to real life. Just think about starting a new diet, or working out. In the beginning, you're motivated and excited to make a change. But eventually, that motivation begins to fade, and it becomes harder and harder to stick with your goals. Motivation is great for getting started, but it's important to remember that it won't last forever. Relying on motivation to get through your day can be a roller coaster ride, with many highs and lows. On the other hand, consistency is a steadier force that will help you stay on track, even when you don't feel like it. So, we will discuss the importance of consistency, and how we can achieve a more consistent, less fluctuating output. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. The importance of consistency in achieving goals. Ultimately, what separates successful people from unsuccessful people is their consistency in taking action, even when they don't feel motivated. Being consistent is more important than being motivated, especially for long-term goals.
It is often forgotten that motivation is a fleeting feeling. It comes and goes, and it's not always easy to rely on. On the other hand, consistency is a habit that we can cultivate over time. We can depend on it, even when we're not feeling motivated. This is important because consistency will help us achieve our goals. Anyone who has ever tried to achieve a demanding goal knows that consistency is critical. Whether it's working out, eating healthy, or studying for an exam, there is no substitute for consistency when it comes to reaching your goals. The reason is simple: consistency leads to momentum. The more consistently you do something, the easier it becomes, and the more momentum you build up.
Eventually, what was once a struggle becomes a habit, and habits are hard to break. That's why consistency is so important. It is the key to making lasting change. So if you're looking to achieve a goal, remember to be consistent, no matter what, and eventually, you will reach your destination. There are a few things we can do to be more consistent in our actions. Set realistic goals. Our goals must be realistic. Otherwise, we're setting ourselves up for failure. We're more likely to give up when we set unrealistic goals, because we can't seem to achieve them. Find an accountability partner. Having someone to hold us accountable can be a great way to stay on track. When we know someone depends on us, we're more likely to follow through. This can be as simple as a study buddy or workout partner. Start small. Trying to do too much at once can be overwhelming, and it's often one of the reasons why people give up. We're more likely to stick with it when we start small because it's not as daunting. We can always increase our goals over time, but it's essential to start small, so we don't get discouraged. Set a schedule. Having a set schedule can help us be more consistent, because it gives us structure. When we know when we need to do something, it's easier to follow through. Make it a habit. One of the best ways to be more consistent is to turn our goal into a habit. Once something becomes a habit, we don't even have to think about it. It's just something we do. Find a role model. It's helpful to have someone we can look up to who is consistent in their actions. This can help us stay motivated and on track when we're feeling down. Create a routine. Don't underestimate the power of a routine. A routine helps us be more consistent because it becomes second nature. We know what we need to do and when, so there's less room for error.
Set a deadline. When we have a deadline to meet, we're more likely to be consistent in our actions. We don't want to let ourselves down, and we want to finish the task at hand.
There are a few benefits to being a consistent person. You'll achieve more goals. When we're consistent in our actions, we're more likely to achieve our goals. This is because we're putting in the effort on a daily basis, and we're not giving up halfway through. You'll be more productive. Consistent people are more productive because they're not wasting time on things that don't matter. They know what they need to do and get it done without procrastinating. You'll be more reliable. People respect consistency because it's a sign of reliability. When we're consistent in our actions, people know they can count on us to do what we say we will do. You'll develop better habits. When we're consistent, we're more likely to develop good habits. We're doing the same thing repeatedly until it becomes a part of who we are.
You'll be happier. Studies have shown that people who are consistent in their actions are generally happier than those who are not. This is because they're living a life that aligns with their values and they're not constantly starting and stopping new things.
Thanks for watching the video. For more videos like this, do subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon, never miss an update.